Ukraine, like every other country, is known for great things and also not so great things. And over time, there have been various different misconceptions, stereotypes, and just plain lies that have formed about this country. In this episode, I'll be sharing 10 of the biggest misconceptions and lies about Ukraine in hopes of clearing them up and having us learn something new. Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton. Got a pretty exciting episode coming up. We're gonna be sharing some big lies about Ukraine, so be sure to watch from 10 all the way down to number 1. Starting at number 10, we have Ukraine is not a sovereign state. Well, Ukraine is a sovereign state. It has its own territory, government, national emblem, state flag, as well as its own national anthem. It's known as a unitary republic under a semi-presidential system, and Ukraine gained independence from the Soviet Union in the consequence of its dissolution in the year 1991. Ukraine within its present borders includes the Russian-annexed territory of Crimea, as well as it's internationally recognized and it's a member of the United Nations. The next big lie at number 9 is Ukrainians only speak Russian. Well, the state language in Ukraine is Ukrainian. So up until recent times, the language was actually ridiculed and banned by other nations' rulers, but the language has actually been preserved. It's believed that the modern Ukrainian language most likely inherited the language that formed the basis of all Slavic languages. It was the territory of modern Ukraine where the Slavic expansion came from, and from there, it was where the Slavic language really spread. The lie number 8 is Ukraine is a desolate economy. And this is just a straight up lie. Just before the Soviet Union collapsed, the United Nations actually included the Ukrainian SSR into the top 10 of the world's most developed industrial regions. The Republic built things like space rockets, they built planes, modern weaponry, and it supplied the Soviet Union with coal, steel, chemical fertilizers, as well as many other commodities. Now, of course, guys, the hardships of early independence, as well as the political turbulence, among other factors, have really taken a toll on Ukraine's economy, but they have made a lot of strides to keep moving forward. The natural deposits, industrial infrastructure, the perfect location on the east-west crossroads, the agricultural soils, the water supply, all of that stuff is still there. For number 7, just want to clear this up with the Orange Revolution and the Revolution of Dignity. They're not the same thing. They are two different revolutions that took place in Ukraine at different times in the early 2000s. The Orange Revolution took place between 2004 to 2005, and it was the presidential election fraud of 2004 that caused protests, and millions of Ukrainians staged nationwide nonviolent protests that came to be known as the Orange Revolution. And then there was the Revolution of Dignity from the years 2013 to 2014, and those began with the mass demonstrations which were caused by the pro-Russian President Yanukovych's decision to not sign an agreement with the European Union. Ukrainians wear VYSHYVANKAs a lot. This is at number 6. Okay. The VYSHYVANKA is an essential part of the Ukrainians' national dress. And it's true that after the revolution, it became really a symbol of national pride. But most people don't wear them every single day. They have become very popular, and also in different parts of the world, they're known as well. While Ukrainians used to mainly wear the VYSHYVANKAs on big occasions, once or twice a year maybe, many more have recently started to wear them regularly. But no, when you go to Ukraine, everybody's not going to be wearing them. The lie number 5, Ukrainians drink vodka. Well, yeah, they do, but it's more likely that they're actually drinking horilka. Now, the term vodka, that's a Russian word, and it loosely means little water, while the Ukrainian word horilka translates as burning water. So fire water, pretty much. I'm sure some of you have heard that term. Traditional flavoring for horilka is chili pepper. So yeah, definitely gonna burn your throat as it goes down. Number 4 brings us to the lie of all Ukrainian women are easy. So even in Soviet times, right, Ukrainian women were associated with beauty, and this reputation carried over into the years of independence. And Kiev especially, which is the capital of Ukraine, was a popular destination for rich Western men to go and find mail-order brides. But the fact is that Ukrainian women generally demand a lot of respect from men. And while Ukrainian women can be loving and faithful, and they can be very caring, definitely winning their affection is not something that is done really easily. In most cases, it demands a lot of effort from any man. So a lot of guys have actually been really surprised. They're like, oh, I thought Ukrainian women were easy. No, that's a lie. Number 3, Ukrainians are emotionless. Now, this lie has come up because it's not the Ukrainian habit to really be all smiley and jokey with strangers, but they are no more cold or emotionless than any other Northern European. Ukrainians express their feelings and emotions much more openly once you really get to know them, and they can also come across as being more straightforward and direct. And oftentimes Westerners, they're just not used to this type of interaction. So they may seem emotionless, but really, that's not the case. That's also a big lie. Now, the lie number 2, Ukraine is a Muslim country. Surprisingly, this is a big one. Many tourists actually believe that Ukraine is a Muslim country because the domes on the cathedrals remind them of the Muslim domes on mosques. As a matter of fact, though, Orthodox Christianity is the most popular religion in Ukraine. 84% of Ukrainians consider themselves Orthodox, and Christianity began to influence the territory where Ukraine later was established in the 1st century. Now, the center of its initial expansion was Crimea, or Taurica, which at that time belonged to Rome. And the lie we're gonna end off on at number 1 is all Ukraine is contaminated by the Chernobyl disaster. Well, the horrible Chernobyl disaster of April 26, 1986 really left a long shadow, like a dark shadow over the country. And the area of where the disaster happened, it was rendered really uninhabitable for centuries. It's probably going to last for centuries, honestly. However, the vast majority of the country was unaffected by the radioactive fallout from the reactor explosion, and Ukrainian food and water are regularly checked for radioactivity. While Ukrainians definitely remember that disaster and how terrible it was, radioactivity in the country isn't really a part of their everyday concerns. So the whole country is not just contaminated with radioactivity. No. Well, there you have it, guys. This was us looking at 10 of the biggest lies about Ukraine. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a big like. Also, I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. If this is your first time here to the channel, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when new videos are posted. As a matter of fact, we post videos daily, so I definitely don't want you to miss any of them. Thanks for hanging out with me in this one, guys, and I'll catch you in the next episode.